One thing President Trump and Democrats in Congress agree upon is the need to make in vitro fertilization treatments more accessible and affordable.
But there are concerns that a lack of regulation of IVF and the IVF industry can have rare but devastating consequences. Janet Shamlian has the story of a Georgia woman who is suing a fertility clinic after a big mistake.
It's like a life dream coming true.
Krystena Murray was over the moon when she became pregnant through IVF in 2023.
I was bonded before he came. You know, you already love your child before you meet them.
She had chosen a sperm donor who looked like her, but in the moments after her son's birth, Murray knew something wasn't right.
I was immediately scared because it was very apparent that something didn't go as it should have at the clinic.
At that moment, you didn't think he was yours?
My son was very dark. It was very apparent the second they held him up that he was African American.
An at-home DNA test later confirmed the clinic had transferred the wrong embryo.
I feel like in my heart I kind of knew.
And when you got that validation that he was not in fact yours, what did you do?
After losing it for a little bit, I called a friend and we basically decided what to do.
She contacted the clinic, coastal fertility specialist in Savannah, Georgia, about the mistake. After 5 months of being his mom, she surrendered custody to his biological parents.
It was the worst day of my life. Having to hand over your son, your life, your world to strangers and knowing that I would probably never see him again.
Barbershops, nail salons have more regulations than laboratories or fertility clinics.
Adam Wolf is her attorney. He specializes in fertility cases. He says the industry has a loose patchwork of regulations and doesn't have to report when something goes wrong.
This was an entirely preventable tragedy. If there were regulations that governed the labs of fertility clinics, this could have been avoided. You walk into a fertility clinic and the lobby looks like a Four Seasons, and you go back into the laboratory for the clinic and it can be a complete disaster.
Coastal fertility specialist, in a statement, said it deeply regrets the distress caused by an unprecedented error, and we extend our sincerest apologies.
I have hope that I will be a mom and my dreams of a family will come true, and I have hope that this won't happen to anyone else in the future.
And Janet Shamlian joins us now from Houston. So excruciating, Janet. How often does this kind of thing happen?
No one knows for sure because there is no responsibility to report. However, the attorney we talked to says he is representing at least a half a dozen of these cases.
And Janet, these are pricey procedures.
Yeah. $15,000 per cycle or more. It often takes more than one cycle for a woman to become pregnant. Many people go into debt doing this. But for Krystena Murray, she's hopeful. She's working with a new clinic and now has 5 embryos in storage.